All right, a Tuesday edition of The Zone right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, Michael Darcy heading up until 2 o'clock. The next 4 hours, we've got you. We'll talk some college basketball today, Sweet 16 a couple of days from now. We will talk some Major League Baseball. Royals opening day just 4 days from now, 3 days from now, depending on how you want to count it. Home opener next Monday, but they take on the Braves on Friday. Royals one more game in their spring training exhibition games. That is today against the Rangers. Played the Rangers last night. We'll talk a little bit about some things we saw from that, maybe, or some, if there's anything to glean from last night's game. Spencer Strider is on the IL for the Braves, so that is one less pitcher that the Royals would have faced in the opening series against the Braves. That's pretty good. That is not going to be on the mound for the Braves. Helps, certainly. So we'll talk some baseball today. There is one analyst out there that I was reading last night. I always appreciate his previews and also more of a deeper dive analytical breakdown of the game and sort of viewing it from a different perspective too. Saris is really good and writes for The Athletic. And every year he has his 10 bold predictions. And so we'll talk about one of those bold predictions today. We'll talk about where Cags should bat in the lineup. We'll find out on Friday where Q thinks he will bat in the lineup. We'll eliminate the round of 32 teams, half of those teams in a bracket of sound, coming up later on today. An hour from now, we will talk with Drew King, PowerMizzou.com. Get his thoughts on how this season wrapped up for Mizzou, the future with Dennis Gates at the helm for Mizzou, what next year could look like, and how much of a make-or-break year it may be for Dennis Gates next year. Will he get a contract extension this offseason? Will he ask for one? If he asks for one, will he get it? We'll talk about all of those things, who may return, and if Mizzou is going to land one more top 100 player, or according to 24/7, top 35 player in the country, the number 5 shooting guard in America, the number 1 player in the state of Missouri that reopened his recruitment 3 weeks ago. I combined weeks and days for some 3 weeks ago, because he had committed to Wake Forest. There it was. But they let him out of his NIL deal 5 days after Missouri offered him. He's a St. Louis kid. He's a top recruit in the state that is from Missouri. Yeah. Because 6 of the top 7 are from Link Academy in Branson, Missouri, that aren't actually from Missouri. They just go there to that school. But he's a St. Louis kid. Missouri offered him 3 weeks ago, and then 5 days later he reached out to Wake Forest to have them let him out of his NIL deal and scholarship and signing and all of that stuff, letter of intent. And so we'll see what that means. Illinois is also on him pretty good too, so it could be he got offered by Missouri, and he's like, okay, Missouri's offering, Illinois is offering. Maybe I just open this thing up and get a lot more money and see where he goes. We'll see what the case is with that if Mizzou lands him. But Drew King, we'll talk with him coming up at 11 o'clock. Myron Metcalf at noon from ESPN, our college basketball insider. We'll talk with him about this Sweet 16 matchup that we have. Some really fun, good games. I know the conversation is about whether or not Cinderella is dead. If the new Cinderella...
sleeping.
Yeah, that might be the case, yeah. Maybe she's just dormant right now. Who knows?
It's after midnight.
That's true. That's a good point, yes. The slipper does not fit for any of these teams unless the slipper is being fitted for middle-of-the-pack power conference teams. Is that the new quote-unquote Cinderella? Teams that struggle at certain times during their conference play and then turn it on in the postseason. Texas and Iowa. Are they really Cinderella teams? They're the only ones we have that's lower than a 6 seed. So we'll talk with Myron if that's more the case of what we'll be seeing moving forward. We'll talk with him about Dennis Gates, the month of March for Dennis Gates. We'll talk with him about Bill Self. Hubert Davis may be out at North Carolina, which could be a fascinating case study of what Kansas may do if Bill Self were to step away from coaching Difference being North Carolina has to have a UNC guy that always has to be the coach there, so it's got to be a North Carolina guy. Well, good luck with that to find the North Carolina guy because
Tyler Hansborough.
There it is.
Psycho T. Go Psycho T.
You found them. Done and done. Or if they go outside the North Carolina family and go and grab a guy like, whether it be Nate Oates has been talked about, Byington at Vanderbilt has been talked about. Is Jay Wright ready to come out of retirement?
Every good program thinks that they're just going to land Jay Wright.
They're going to make the call and make him say no. They're going to call him and say, what do you think? No? All right, great. Needed a call just in case.
You look at Twitter and every single fan base with a head coaching opening's like, just reach out to Jay Wright.
Well, if Bill Self walks away, I would say to Kansas, your first call should be to Jay Wright.
Oh, should it be? Yes.
Make him say no?
But I would say most fans who think it's a foregone conclusion have the dumbasseries off the charts. I think there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing.
And you know what? If they move on from Dennis Gates at Mizzou eventually, first call to Jay Wright.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Eli's done. First call Nick Saban. Go ahead and call him up.
No, Jay Wright. First call to Jay Wright if Eli Drinkwitz moves on. First call, Jay Wright. Just make him say no. I think he will.
K-State instead of Klein, they should have got Nick Saban. I simply would have done that.
Or Jay Wright. Either
Jerome,
one.
hey, K-State, they should have gone with Jay Wright.
No, that's when you call Nick Saban. That's when you go that route. Really get that.
Do you want to challenge, Nick? You want a challenge?
That's right. Are you going to take this K-State basketball job? I'm not going to. So quit asking. Are you gonna come back to football? I'm not going to. AD. So quit asking. Maybe that's Jay Wright. What he'll say.
Wright, yeah.
Yes. So we'll see. We'll talk with Myron Medkev about that. Obviously, he's got a relationship with Bill Self, so he may have an idea or may just be guessing like everybody else where Bill Self's mind is and what the future may be for Bill Self. But also, if Hubert Davis is out at North Carolina, which all the signs certainly seem to be that, canceled his coaching show, the end of season meeting with the players has been postponed. His son has scrubbed his entire social media account of anything North Carolina. So kind of leads to their going to fire him. And I don't know if they are getting their sort of ducks in a row so that this isn't an embarrassing coaching search like Kentucky's was.
Yeah.
Where they had so many coaches, including Scott Drew, turn them down.
Or Penn State in football. Right? I mean, that was...
So, okay, we're going to fire Hubert Davis, but we're not going to announce this until we know that we've got somebody that's going to be on the hook that we can bring in. We're not going to spend the next 2 or 3 weeks getting told no by multiple coaches and embarrass North Carolina. We saw 2 years ago what happened in Kentucky, not happening here. Maybe that's going on behind the scenes. I'm not sure. I would say as a quick little aside, if Jay Wright were to return to basketball, I actually don't think it would be a scenario like a North Carolina or a Kentucky or something like that. If he were to return to basketball, the scenario I can imagine is not a coach being fired, but Kansas and Bill Self